I steal fruit on the daily. It's become a habit at this point to look for basically any fruit trees that are close enough that I can swipe once they're ripe. At this point I've probably made an entire map in my head of where all the best fruit trees are in my town. Every morning I swipe a fruit for the walk to school and constantly exploring new areas for more. If I see a good lemon, you sure bet I'm jumping the fence for it. I'm literally a human fruit fly with no regrets. My first car died from a cracked radiator. What my parents don't know is that the crack was caused by my hitting another car that was parked in a parking lot. The other driver just let me go and I never told anyone. Broke someone's car handle off thinking the car was mine. Around 2 years ago I was attending a musical competition at my high school. After my choir had pre-formed I decided to go home. At the time I drove a silver Toyota Camry 2001. I walked out of the parking lot and tried to unlock my car. The key would not unlock the car, so I tried the door handle. After tugging on the handle a few times it completely snapped off the car. I was then approached by a girl around my age that asked what I was doing to her car. I didn't recognize her, she was probably from a different school. I then looked around and saw my car. I apologized to her, explaining that I thought it was my car as I hid the door handle in my pocket. I was so scared and socially awkward at the time that I just walked over to my car and drove away. I still have the car door handle and still can't help but to think so guilty about it till this day. I wish I knew whose car it was so I could pay them for the damage. I made this annoying kid have to clean up a bunch of chess pieces that flew everywhere at school. This was all the way back in middle school. At this school, during lunch, kids were able to go into the library and play basic board games inside. At the end of lunch, obviously we would have to clean up whatever games we brought out and put them back. I was playing chess this day with a few other kids, including this hyper-annoying kid, and at the end of it, I decided I was gonna be the one to clean it up. I put all the chess pieces inside the bag and I purposely don't close the bag. It was a Ziploc, because this kid always is hyper and swings around the bag. Sure enough, the kid picks up the bag and swings it around. There were a good 30 kids inside if I remember correctly. Since I purposely didn't close the bag, he swings the bag around doing a 360 and the chess pieces go flying everywhere, hitting kids in the process. All the kids and the librarians were mad as F. Man. That's one of my best memories. Ha ha. I haven't went to any of my college classes or done any of the work for them since the start of the semester, but I've been telling my parents I have. This is my first year at school and I thought that I could do it, but I just kept ignoring all my schedules and have stayed home in my apartment almost every day and only go out at night. Mostly it is because I am extremely mentally ill now. I think more of psychosis than depression. But I can't tell my parents why I am like that because I would have to do an insane amount of explaining. I am wasting my money and everyone else's time, but I can't seem to get it together. I had insanely good grades in high school too, and I feel like this would be far too unexpected for my parents to believe without any further explanations. I'm thinking about dropping out, but I'd have to find another place to live because they only let students live in my place, so I would have to sublet to another student. I have like one boyfriend from high school I could stay with at his other house he has near my school, but I don't know if this would make my life better or worse. I feel like an absolute letdown and like I just wasted one of the biggest privileges and opportunities in life. When I was in 3rd grade, one jumped off a little cliff being a daredevil and sprained my ankle but blamed another kid that used to bully me. He got expelled. When I was a youngster I lived in quite a dodgy area which ironically resided just opposite a very fancy built-up area. When I was a youngster I lived in quite a dodgy area which ironically resided just opposite a very fancy built-up area. I used to set my alarm for 3 a.m. and walk over to the nice area where I would use a paint marker to write affordable prices on the windscreens of expensive cars. I stole macaroni. So, I didn't actually steal from a grocery store or anything, but I may have accidentally stolen a microwavable macaroni packet from my friend's house. Hear me out, it was so good. I've never had macaroni with heavenly creamy texture like that. I loved it so much that I even had my mom go to the store and buy me 5 packets of the exact same macaroni. I even made some today. No regrets. I've still been smoking weed after I told all my close family I stopped. I'm 18, trying to find a job and go to school. My parents suggested I stop smoking weed. To do this, I told my mom I did, but I'm going to buy an 1/8 from my guy. As I type this, I feel like shit, but I'll be high in 20 minutes and forget about it. I took his Nintendo Switch. There's this annoying kid in my Spanish class, and all he does is play his Switch, never stops talking, and gets on my nerves. Always blasts music, especially the Old Town Road. And always plays pumped up kicks, and does school shootings jokes. Which I know are supposed to be funny. But considering he does it every day, it starts to get on your nerves. So one day I saw he left his Switch on the table and I just had the biggest smile and just put the Switch in my backpack. But considering he does it every day, it starts to get on your nerves. So one day I saw he left his Switch on the table and I just had the biggest smile and just put the Switch in my backpack. He was freaking out when he came back from the restroom. He told the teacher, but the teacher didn't have the power to search our backpacks. And I got off scot-free. Stealing discount stickers from work and using them to get discounts in the same brand of store. A little backstory. Around 7 years ago I was working at a supermarket. The supermarket I worked for is a chain of supermarkets where they maintain the same rules. In the area in which I frequent due to school, living, etc. There were 5 of these particular supermarkets. When I went to work, one of my tasks was to put a 35% off sticker on goods that were about to expire or have broken packaging, etc. So, I would get a big roll of stickers to do my task. Every time when I was finished with the stickers, I would tear off a part of the roll and put them in my pocket. When I got home, I would put the stickers in my backpack and my frugal plan would start. When I was anywhere and hungry, I would go to the nearest store of the same brand to buy my lunch, snack or whatever. As every store maintains the same discount protocol, I would place a stolen discount sticker over the expiration date of the product. Subsequently, I would check out my groceries. As there were 5 of these stores near to me, I could easily rotate stores and always enjoy my discounts. For the 2 years that I worked at that particular brand of store, I've been doing my little scam. I never got caught. This is not a confession of guilt, merely a well-kept secret that I'll share with my fellow Redditors. I once shot someone point blank with a paintball gun, then lied about it. I had been on a school trip to a local paintballing range. The pellets often didn't burst on impact. There was this guy that had been really shitty and cryptic towards me all year. We were finishing up the last set game sort of thing and walking back to the van, and I shot him point blank in the back. He fell over, like doubled over in pain. I don't regret it. I then turned around to see where the shot had come from. As if it wasn't me. I haven't done many bad things before, so this was a bit of a shock to myself even. The guy had even tried to choke me earlier that month. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications. New videos released daily. Leave a comment below and let us know what Reddit content you would like us to cover next.